Hi, I'm Lance Liberty, CEO and founder of 𝐓𝐡𝐞 Regenerative Medical, and I'm making this video today to share with you some exciting news. The U.S. healthcare system is on the precipice of major change, fueled primarily by two considerations: deregulation and the introduction of artificial intelligence into more aspects of the U.S. healthcare supply chain and system. Let's focus briefly on the deregulation component. When Robert Kennedy Jr. was appointed as Health and Human Services Secretary, this tweet was his launch statement. The FDA's war on public health is about to end. This includes its aggressive suppression of psychedelics, peptides, stem cells, raw milk, hyperbaric therapies, chelating compounds, and so on and so forth. And in the time since this appointment, we've seen these words take shape into action. There's been a major reduction in the federal workforce that reviews healthcare products and services for safety and efficacy, creating more access to care, but also a greater risk profile, both for patients and providers alike. So as we're navigating this new regulatory frontier and we have access to things that we didn't previously, such as different peptide therapies, how do we implement them legally in a regulatory compliant way, in a clinically effective and safe way as well? And that's actually where artificial intelligence can help to answer that question. You see, I'm working to develop a platform called PeptideProtocols.ai in partnership with an engineer and scientist to serve as a repository of data to help educate you on peptides and peptide therapy that you can in turn share with your patients to educate them as they're asking about access to these new therapeutic options. Now, some peptides are very well known, FDA approved and commercially available, such as GLP-1s, semaglutide, tirzepatide, which are approved for type 2 diabetes management and chronic weight management. There are other peptides that are not yet approved by the FDA for any applications and are investigational use only, such as body protection compound 157. There are some that fall in between those statuses, such as being FDA approved for diagnostic use but being used off-label, such as Sermorelin, as well as those that can be used for cosmetic or topical use only, such as blue copper peptide, a very popular ingredient in many different skin serums, for microneedling, for hair restoration, etc. So we're launching this beta platform to give you access to this data. What are these peptides? What do they do? Where do they come from? What is their regulatory status? What are the risk factors associated with them and the potential benefits, so that you can in turn educate your patients on those very topics and applications. The second aspect of this platform is to help you develop clinical grade protocols based on safety and efficacy that are individualized for every patient that you have, by putting in the patient's identifying information, demographics, health history, surgical history. You can even upload their laboratory tests to this to create more specific customized protocols. And this protocol generator is going to produce a customized protocol there too for your patient that's going to include the potential cost of the treatment, the safety and efficacy rating for the potential treatment protocol, and a breakdown of what peptides would be indicated, dosage, frequency, what you can expect from them, what potential risk factors might be, etc. So we're working to develop these protocol assistance tools partially to document into a repository the progress of these patients so that actual case studies can be published on these peptides. Because when you're using a research use only product, if it's not part of a research study, that is going to fall into a regulatory gray and a potentially illegal area. So if you do plan to use any research use only peptides in clinical practice or in your medical spa, you want to make sure that you're actually participating in a research study so that you have some regulatory coverage and security there too. Of course, it's still going to have some risk exposure, and that's up to your individual medical decision making and risk tolerance there too. But patients are going to be asking about peptides. You better have a way to answer those questions. We hope that PeptideProtocols.ai is going to be a tool to do that. We're also proud to announce that we're going to be doing some additional clinical training on peptides, as well as many different aesthetic and orthopedic procedures, coming up in Tampa, Florida at the University of South Florida Center for Advanced Medical Learning Sciences, the weekend of September 27th and 28th. I'd like to invite you to attend. This event's very inexpensive. It's only $1,500 for up to 2 injection providers to attend both days, more than 10 hours of hands-on clinical training doing live procedures and certification. Lunch will be served both days as well. And that $1,500 attendance fee can be applied towards purchase of any products, goods, or services. So if you need PRP, PRF, peptides, etc., you can apply that to purchase, essentially making the training free. So I hope to see you at this training. I'm very excited to introduce you to my partner and to the beta system for peptide protocols.ai, so you can learn more about peptides and implementation them in a clinical setting. Thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you at the training in Tampa, Florida.